Welcome, dear viewers. There are moments in the entertainment world that feel more poetic than planned, moments where life itself seems to circle back to remind everyone of a truth they once ignored. Meghan Sussex. Returning to acting is one of those moments. For years, tabloids tried to reduce her to a storyline, a former actress turned royal, a woman who supposedly rose to fame only because of the man she married. But her latest move, stepping back in front of the camera for an Amazon film alongside Lily Collins and Brie Larson, is proof that the passion which once lit her path in Hollywood never truly faded. It merely evolved, waiting for the right moment to return, stronger, wiser, and far when I read the headline, Meghan Markle returns to acting in Amazon movie, I couldn't help but smile, not because it was shocking, but because it was overdue. The Meghan I remember from Suits was more than an actress. She was a presence. Her portrayal of Rachel Zane wasn't just elegant and intelligent. It was layered, ambitious yet vulnerable, confident yet kind. She gave life to a character that resonated with young women who were chasing their dreams in male-dominated worlds. Long before the royal spotlight ever found her, Meghan Sussex had already earned a name through sheer dedication and artistry, and yet the tabloids conveniently erased that. They called her a nobody, a woman made by marriage, as though her decade-long journey in Hollywood, her education, her activism, and her humanitarian work meant nothing. But now, with this return to acting, I hope those same voices are watching closely. Because what this moment proves more than anything is that Meghan Sussex never needed a royal title to matter. She was already enough, already remarkable, long before the world learned her name through headlines. This isn't just another acting gig, it's a declaration, a gentle but powerful reminder that the woman once forced out of her craft by relentless scrutiny still carries that same love for storytelling. Acting was never a stepping stone for Meghan. It was a passion, a calling, something deeply rooted in who she is. Anyone who ever followed her career knows she worked her way up the hard way, audition after audition, rejection after rejection, like every other actor trying to make it in an industry that's as brutal as it is glittering. When Suits finally came along, it wasn't handed to her. She earned it. I think back to those Suits days, the sharp suits, the witty lines, the electric chemistry with her co-stars. Rachel Zane wasn't a royal, but she carried herself with the same grace Meghan Sussex naturally possesses. That confidence wasn't scripted, it was hers. Watching her then, it was easy to see a woman destined for more, not because of who she'd marry, but because of the light she carried within herself. When she walked away from acting in 2017 to marry into the royal family, I remember how many people said she was giving up her career. But I never saw it that way. She was transitioning, redefining her purpose. And even when the world tried to box her in, labeling her as the Duchess, she never stopped creating. Through her voice, her production company Archewell, and her documentaries with Netflix, she continued telling stories. Only this time, on her own terms. She became the storyteller instead of the story. That's why this return feels poetic. With Netflix already home to her powerful content and now Amazon opening its doors to her acting, it's clear that Meghan Sussex is not just back. She's building something bigger. These are not coincidences. They are the results of consistent, intentional work. She has turned her experiences, both good and painful, into art, purpose, and inspiration. For anyone who ever doubted her, this is what perseverance looks like. What moves me most about Meghan's journey is her grace in the face of noise. She was publicly criticized, dissected, and lied about, yet she never retaliated with bitterness. Instead, she kept building quietly. She focused on her family, her causes, and her creativity. It takes a rare kind of strength to remain composed while the world debates your worth. Meghan's response was not loud words, but quiet progress. That is power. I see her now stepping into a new phase, one that balances motherhood, entrepreneurship, and artistry. The Amazon film, Close Personal Friends, isn't just a comeback. It's a statement that she can balance all these worlds and still stay authentic. Acting might have been her first love, but she's no longer the same woman who left Suits 8 years ago. This is Meghan Sussex, The producer, the philanthropist, the global voice, and yes, once again, the actress. Let's also talk about what this means culturally. For years, women, especially women who marry into powerful families, have been told they must shrink themselves to fit an image. Meghan refused. She never stopped evolving. She has created space for other women to say, "I can be many things at once." She's shown that you can be both a royal and a creative, both a mother and a mogul. Her presence challenges outdated expectations, and that's what makes her so compelling. It's also worth mentioning how she continues to open doors beyond herself. Through her Netflix partnerships, she has helped elevate diverse voices and stories that might have otherwise gone unheard. Through Archewell, she has invested in mental health, women's empowerment, and digital safety. And now, through Amazon, she's bridging the worlds of Hollywood and humanity once again. It's the full circle moment of a woman who refuses to be limited by anyone's definition of success. The tabloids that once mocked her ambition now have to confront the reality that Meghan Sussex built her own empire, one founded not on privilege, but on persistence. When I think of how she's been labelled over the years, difficult, ambitious, ungrateful, I realise those words were never insults. They were signs of a woman who refused to settle. The world often fears a woman who knows her worth. Meghan doesn't just know it, she embodies it. Her return to acting, in collaboration with talents like Lily Collins and Brie Larson, feels symbolic. These are women who've also navigated their careers with grace, strength, and independence. To see Meghan among them, in a film reportedly exploring themes of connection and identity, feels fitting. It's art mirroring life, a story about relationships, friendship, and finding authenticity in a chaotic world. In many ways, it mirrors Meghan's own story. There's also something quietly triumphant about the timing. Coming after a wave of media speculation about her stepping away from royal life and criticism of her public ventures, this new chapter is a gentle but firm reminder. She never went anywhere. Meghan Sussex doesn't chase the spotlight, she creates it, and every time she re-emerges, it's with purpose. As someone who has followed her journey from Suits to Montecito, I can say that her story is one of growth, not reinvention. She hasn't changed who she is, she's expanded. The Meghan Sussex we see now is not just an actress returning to the screen, but a woman standing confidently in every title she's earned: actress, producer, activist, mother, and visionary. It's funny how people once said she married up, as if her achievements before and after Harry didn't count. But if you look closely, it's quite the opposite. She brought to that union a sense of purpose, drive, and empathy that few could match. Even outside the palace walls, her influence remains global, from her advocacy for gender equality to her passion for storytelling. Her latest career move is not a desperate reach for attention. It's a continuation of her purpose, to connect, to inspire, and to tell stories that matter. Every time I see Meghan Sussex make a new move, I'm reminded that grace and ambition can coexist. She doesn't announce her success with noise, she lets her work speak. And her work continues to speak volumes, whether it's her podcasts, her philanthropic projects, or her creative collaborations. She's proving once again that fulfillment doesn't come from titles or crowns, but from doing what you love and doing it well. Her return to acting is not about nostalgia. It's about legacy. It's about showing that no matter how far life takes you, your true passions always find their way back. Meghan Sussex's story is not about being saved by royalty. It's about reclaiming her narrative through resilience and talent. She's not the woman the tabloids tried to define. She's the woman who kept building when they weren't looking. And maybe that's why this moment feels so powerful. It's not just that Meghan Sussex is acting again. It's that she's doing it her way, surrounded by women of strength and creativity, in a project that celebrates authenticity. It's the full circle moment of a woman who never stopped believing in herself, even when others tried to erase her. As I look at where she is now, her growing brand, her production deals, her humanitarian work, I can't help but admire her discipline. She's turned criticism into motivation and doubt into momentum. From Hollywood sets to royal palaces to boardrooms and now back to film, she has shown that you can evolve without losing yourself. That's not just career evolution, that's personal triumph. So to the tabloids who once said she was nothing before marrying Harry, I say this. Meghan Sussex has proved you wrong, not through words, but through work. She didn't rely on royal privilege, she relied on her talent. She didn't wait for anyone's approval, she built her own path. And now, as Amazon and Netflix both stand behind her creative vision, it's clear. Meghan Sussex is not just relevant. She's redefining what success looks like on her own terms. Because at the end of the day, crowns fade, headlines disappear, but passion, real, enduring passion, always finds its way back to the surface. Meghan Sussex's return to acting isn't just a career move. It's a love letter to her craft, a reminder to every woman watching that you can be criticised, underestimated, and misjudged, and still rise, still shine, still win. And she is winning, beautifully, boldly, and unapologetically.